Building web services with JAX-WS. Java API for XML web services. JAX-WS is a technology for building web services and clients that communicate using XML. JAX-WS allows us to write message-oriented as well as remote procedure call-oriented RPC-oriented web services. In JAX-WS, a web service operation invocation is represented by an XML-based protocol, such as SOAP. The SOAP specification defines the envelope structure, encoding rules, and conventions for representing web service invocations and responses. These calls and responses are transmitted as SOAP messages XML files over HTTP. Although SOAP messages are complex, the JAX-WS API hides this complexity from the application developer. On the server side, the developer specifies the web service operations by defining methods in an interface written in the Java programming language. The developer also codes one or more classes that implement those methods. Client programs are also easy to code. A client creates a proxy, a local object representing the service, and then simply invokes methods on the proxy. With JAX-WS, the developer does not generate or parse SOAP messages. It is the JAX-WS runtime system that converts the API calls and responses to and from SOAP messages. With JAX-WS, clients and web services have a big advantage: the platform independence of the Java programming language. In addition, JAX-WS is not restrictive. A JAX-WS client can access a web service that is not running on the Java platform, and vice versa. This flexibility is possible because JAX-WS uses technologies defined by the W3C, HTTP, SOAP, and WSDL. WSDL specifies an XML format for describing a service as a set of endpoints operating on messages. Note, several files in the JAX-WS examples depend on the port that you specified when you installed the Glassfish server. These tutorial examples assume that the server runs on the default port, 8080. They do not run with a non-default port setting. The following topics are addressed here: creating a simple web service and clients with JAX-WS type supported by JAX-WS Web Services Interoperability and JAX-WS. Further information about JAX-WS. Creating a simple web service and clients with JAX-WS. This section shows how to build and deploy a simple web service and two clients: an application client and a web client. The source code for the service is in the directory tut install. Examples: JAX-WS, Hello Service, and the clients are in the directories tut install. Examples: JAX-WS, Ape Client, and tut install. Examples: JAX-WS, Web Client. Figure 18-1 illustrates how JAX-WS technology manages communication between the web service and the client. Figure 18-1 Communication between the JAX-WS web service and the client. The starting point for developing a JAX-WS web service is a Java class annotated with the JAVAX. JWS. Web Service Annotation. The Web Service Annotation defines the class as a Web Service Endpoint, a Service Endpoint Interface or Service Endpoint Implementation. SEI is a Java interface or class, respectively, that declares the methods that a client can invoke on the service. An interface is not required when building a JAX-WS endpoint. The Web Service Implementation class implicitly defines and say, you may specify an explicit interface by adding the endpoint interface element to the Web Service Annotation in the implementation class. You must then provide an interface that defines the public methods made available in the endpoint implementation class. The basic steps for creating a web service and client are as follows. Code the implementation class. Compile the implementation class. Package the files into a WAR file. Deploy the WAR file. The web service artifacts, which are used to communicate with clients, are generated by the Glassfish server during deployment. Code the client class. Use a scene port and task to generate and compile the web service artifacts needed to connect to the service. Compile the client class. Run the client. If you use NetBeans IDE to create a service and client, the IDE performs this import task for you. The sections that follow cover these steps in greater detail. Requirements of a JAX-WS endpoint. JAX-WS endpoints must follow these requirements. The implementing class must be annotated with either the JAX, JWS, web service or the JAX, JWS, web service provider annotation. The implementing class may explicitly reference an SEI through the endpoint interface element of the web service annotation but is not required to do so. If no endpoint interface is specified in web service, an SEI is implicitly defined for the implementing class. The business methods of the implementing class must be public and must not be declared static or final. Business methods that are exposed to web service clients must be annotated with JAX, JWS, web method. Business methods that are exposed to web service clients must have JAXB compatible parameters and return types. See the list of JAXB default data type bindings at http. Download. Oracle.com. JavaE. 5. Tutorial. Doc. BNAZQ. HTML BNAZS. The implementing class must not be declared final and must not be abstract. The implementing class must have a default public constructor. The implementing class must not define the finalize method. The implementing class may use the JAX annotation, post construct or the JAX annotation. Pre-destroy annotations on its methods for lifecycle event callbacks. The post-construct method is called by the container before the implementing class begins responding to web service clients. The pre-destroy method is called by the container before the endpoint is removed from operation. Coding the service endpoint implementation class. In this example, the implementation class, hello, is annotated as a web service endpoint using the web service annotation. Hello declares a single method named sayHello, annotated with a web method annotation, which exposes the annotated method to web service clients. The sayHello method returns a greeting to the client, using the name passed to it to compose the greeting. The implementation class also must define a default, public, no-argument constructor, package hello service. Endpoint, import JAX, JWS. Web service, import JAX, JWS. Web method, web service public class hello private string message equal new string hello. Public void hello. Web method public string say hello string name return message plus name plus semicolon. Building, packaging, and deploying the service. You can build, package, and deploy the hello service application by using either NetBeans IDE or Ent. To build, package, and deploy the service using NetBeans IDE. From the File menu, choose Open Project. In the Open Project dialog, navigate to Tut Install. Examples. JAX-WS. Select the Hello Service folder. Select the Open as Main Project checkbox. Click Open Project. In the Projects tab, right-click the Hello Service project and select Deploy. This command builds and packages the application into Hello Service. War, located in Tut Install. Examples. JAX-WS. Hello Service. Dist. And deploys this WAR file to the Glassfish server. Next steps. You can view the WSDL file of the deployed service by requesting the URL http localhost 8080 hello service WSDL in a web browser. Now you are ready to create a client that accesses this service. To build, package, and deploy the service using Ent. In a terminal window, go to Tut Install. Examples. JAX-WS. Hello Service. Type the following command. Ent. This command calls the default target, which builds and packages the application into a WAR file. Hello Service. War, located in the dist directory. Make sure that the Glassfish server is started. Type the following, and deploy. Next steps. You can view the WSDL file of the deployed service by requesting the URL http localhost 8080 hello service WSDL in a web browser. Now you are ready to create a client that accesses this service, testing the methods of a web service endpoint. Glassfish server allows you to test the methods of a web service endpoint. To test the service without a client. To test the say hello method of hello service, follow these steps. Open the web service test interface by typing the following URL in a web browser, http localhost 8080 hello service tester under methods, type a name as the parameter to the say hello method. Click the say hello button. This takes you to the say hello method invocation page. Under method returned, you'll see the response from the endpoint. A simple JAX-WS application client. The Hello App Client class is a standalone application client that accesses the say hello method of hello service. This call is made through a port, a local object that acts as a proxy for the remote service. The port is created at development time by the zimport task, which generates JAX-WS portable artifacts based on a WSDL file. Coding the application client. When invoking the remote methods on the port, the client performs these steps. Uses the generated hello service endpoint hello service class, which represents the service at the URI of the deployed service's WSDL file. Import hello service endpoint hello service, import JAX XML WS web service ref public class hello app client web service ref WSDL location equal metainf WSDL localhost 8080 hello service WSDL private static hello service retrieves a proxy to the service, also known as a port, by invoking getHelloPort on the service. Hello service endpoint hello port equal service getHelloPort. The port implements the ACI defined by the service, invokes the port say hello method, passing a string to the service. Return port say hello arg-o. Here is the full source of Hello App Client, which is located in the following directory, tut install. Examples: JAX-WS, ApeClient, SRC, ApeClient, Package ApeClient, import Hello Service, Endpoint, Hello Service, import JAX, XML, WS, Web Service Ref, public class Hello App Client. Web service ref WSDL location equal metainf WSDL localhost 8080 hello service WSDL private static hello service paramargs the command line arguments. Public static void main string arg system out print on say hello world private static string say hello Java lang string arg-o hello service endpoint hello port equal service get hello port return port say hello arg-o building, packaging, deploying, and running the application client. You can build, package, deploy, and run the ApeClient application by using either NetBeans IDE or Ent. To build the client, you must first have deployed Hello Service, as described in building, packaging, and deploying the service. To build, package, deploy, and run the application client choosing NetBeans IDE. From the File menu, choose Open Project. In the Open Project dialog, navigate to tut install. Examples: JAX-WS. Select the ApeClient folder. Select the Open as Main Project checkbox. Click Open Project. In the Projects tab, right-click the ApeClient project and select Run. You will see the output of the application client in the output pane. To build, package, deploy, and run the application client choosing Ent. In a terminal window, go to tut install. Examples. JAX-WS. Ape client. Type the following command, and this command calls the default target, which runs the scene port task and builds and packages the application into a jar file. Ape client. Jar, located in the this directory. Type the following command, and your client. This command deploys the ape client jar file and retrieves the client stubs. To run the client, type the following command, and run. A simple JAX-WS web client. Hello servlet is a servlet that, like the Java client, calls the say hello method of the web service. Like the application client, it makes this call through a port. Coding the servlet. To invoke the method on the port, the client performs these steps. Imports the hello service endpoint in the web service ref annotation. Import hello service endpoint. Hello service. Import JAX. XML. WS. Web service ref. Defines a reference to the web service by specifying the WSDL location. Web service ref WSDL location equal webinf. WSDL. Localhost 8080. Hello service. Hello service. WSDL. Declares the web service, then defines a private method that calls the say hello method on the port. Private hello service. Private string say hello Java. Lang. String arg hello service. Endpoint. Hello port equal service. Get hello port. Return port. Say hello arg In the servlet, calls this private method, out. Println. P. Plus say hello world plus. P. The significant parts of the hello servlet code follow. The code is located in the tut install. Examples. JAX-WS. SRC. Java. Web client directory. Package web client. Import hello service. Endpoint. Hello service. Import Java. IO. IException. Import Java. IO. Print writer. Import JAVX. Servlet. Servlet exception. Import JAVX. Servlet. Annotation. Web servlet. Import JAVX. Servlet. HTTP HTTP servlet. Import JAVX. Servlet. HTTP HTTP servlet request. Import JAVX. Servlet. HTTP HTTP servlet response. Import JAVX. XML. WS. Web service ref. Web servlet name equal hello servlet. URL patterns equal. Hello servlet public class hello servlet extends HTTP servlet. Web service ref WSDL location equal webinf. WSDL. Localhost 8080. Hello service. Hello service. WSDL private hello service processes requests for both HTTP code, GAT code, and code, post code, methods, param request servlet request, param response servlet response, throws servlet exception if a servlet specific error occurs, throws IException if an IO error occurs. Protected void process request HTTP servlet request HTTP servlet response throws servlet exception IException response. Set content type text. HTML. Char set equal UTF-8. Print writer out equal response. Get writer. Try out. Println. HTML. Out. Println. Head. Out. Println. Title. Servlet hello servlet. Title. Out. Println. Head. Out. Println. Body. Out. Println. H1. Servlet hello servlet at plus request. Get context path plus. H1. Out. Println. P. Plus say hello world plus. P. out, println, body, out, println, HTML, finally out, close. Do get and do post methods, which call process request, and get servlet info method private string say hello Java, lang, string arg hello service, endpoint, hello port equal service, get hello port, return port, say hello arg building, packaging, deploying, and running the web client. You can build, package, deploy, and run the web client application by using either NetBeans IDE or Ent. To build the client, you must first have deployed Hello Service, as described in building, packaging, and deploying the service. To build, package, deploy, and run the web client choosing NetBeans IDE. From the File menu, choose Open Project. In the Open Project dialog, navigate to Tut Install. Examples: JAX-WS. Select the web client folder. Select the Open as Main Project checkbox. Click Open Project. In the Projects tab, right-click the web client project and select Deploy. This task runs the scene port tasks, builds and packages the application into a WAR file, web client, WAR, located in the dist directory, and deploys it to the server. In the web browser, navigate to the following URL, http localhost 8080 web client hello servlet. The output of the say hello method appears in the window. To build, package, deploy, and run the web client choosing Ent. In a terminal window, go to Tut Install. Examples: JAX-WS web client. Type the following command. Ent. This command calls the default target, which runs the scene port tasks, then builds and packages the application into a WAR file, web client, WAR, located in the dist directory. Type the following command, and deploy. This task deploys the WAR file to the server. In the web browser, navigate to the following URL, http localhost 8080 web client hello servlet. The output of the say hello method appears in the window. Type supported by JAX-WS. JAX-WS delegates the mapping of Java programming language types to and from XML definitions to JAXB. Application developers don't need to know the details of these mappings but should be aware that not every class in the Java language can be used as a method parameter or return type in JAX-WS. The following sections explain the default schema to Java and Java to schema data type bindings. Schema to Java mapping. The Java language provides a richer set of data type than XML schema. Table 18-1 lists the mapping of XML data types to Java data types in JAXB. Table 18-1 JAXB mapping of XML schema built-in data types XML schema type Java data type XSD. String Java, lang, string XSD, integer Java, math, big integer XSD, int XSD, long XSD, short XSD, decimal Java, math, big decimal XSD, float XSD, double XSD, boolean XSD, byte XSD, QNAME JAVX, XML, namespace, QNAME XSD, datetime JAVX, XML, data type, XML GREGORIA and calendar XSD, base 64 binary byte XSD, hex binary byte XSD, unsigned int long XSD, unsigned short int XSD, unsigned byte short XSD, time JAVX, XML, data type, XML GREGORIA and calendar XSD, date JAVX, XML, data type, XML GREGORIA and calendar XSD, GJAVX, XML, data type, XML GREGORIA and calendar XSD, any simple type Java, lang, Object XSD, any simple type Java. Lang. String XSD. Duration JAX. XML. Data type. Duration XSD. Notation JAX. XML. Namespace. QNAME. Java to schema mapping. Table 18-2 shows the default mapping of Java classes to XML data types. Table 18-2 JAX-B mapping of XML data types to Java classes. Java class XML data type Java. Lang. String XS. String Java. Math. Big integer XS. Integer Java. Math. Big decimal XS. Decimal Java. Util. Calendar XS. Datetime Java. Util. Date XS. Datetime JAVAX. XML. Namespace. QNAME XS. QNAME Java. Net. URI XS. String JAVAX. XML. Data type. XML GREGORI and calendar XS. Any simple type JAVAX. XML. Data type. Duration XS. Duration Java. Lang. Object XS. Any type Java. What? Image XS. Base 64 binary JAVAX. Activation. Data handler XS. Base 64 binary JAVAX. XML. Transform. Source XS. Base 64 binary Java. Util. UUID-XS. String Web Services Interoperability and JAX-WS. JAX-WS supports the Web Services Interoperability WSI Basic Profile version 1. 1. The WSI Basic Profile is a document that clarifies the SOAP 1 and WSDL 1 specifications to promote SOAP interoperability. For links related to WSI, see further information about JAX-WS. To support WSI Basic Profile version 1. The JAX-WS runtime supports doc, literal and RPC. Literal encodings for services, static ports, dynamic proxies, and the dynamic invocation interface 502. Further information about JAX-WS. For more information about JAX-WS and related technologies, see Java API for XML Web Services 2. 2 specification, HTTP. JAX-WS. Java. Net. Spec download. HTML. JAX-WS home. HTTP. JAX-WS. Java. Net. Simple Object Access Protocol SOAP 1. 2W3C Node. HTTP. W3. Org. TR. SOAP. Web Services Description Language WSDL 1 W3C Node. HTTP. W3. Org. TR. WSDL. WSI Basic Profile 1. HTTP. WSI. Org.